Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to design our wine box project on Onshape. So as you can see here, we have Onshape open at the home page. We're signed in. I'm just going to click Create Document. We're going to name this one Wine Box Project. Create. And now you will see that we have our blank project open. We're going to start by going on the front view, but first we're going to be looking at our drawings for the wine box. So we're on our website. We can see drawings for the wine box. We have the 3D model with all the dimensions there. We have all the parts in one drawing and the singular parts at the bottom. I'm going to click on all parts, open that up. So now we have everything we need to design our wine box. First, we're going to do side gables. So I have the side gables on the left here, as we can see. I'll go back to my other. I have the projects opened up in a different window. So now I'll go back to this one. I'm just going to click on maximize and hold it to make two different windows. It'll make it easier for us to follow along with the project. It's not mandatory, but it's easier to follow along, I find. So now we have our wine box project on the left on Onshape, on the right, and then our parts on the left that we are going to need to build. So we have the front view selected. I'm going to click on that and click on the plane and click sketch. So again, we click on the front plane because that is telling sketch or Onshape that we want to sketch on that, and then I'm going to click sketch. So to start, we're going to be drawing the outline of it, the shape of it. So as you can see, that is a rectangle. We're going to want to select rectangle. Corner rectangle is selected up here. So I'm going to go click down on the arrow and I want center point rectangle. I'm going to go to the middle, open it up, click once, and then click again. Now we have two different dimensions. These are, again, just random dimensions right now. But as you can see, we have 15 inches for our length. So I'm going to hover over this. I haven't clicked anything yet. And then I'm just going to type 15 and enter. So it's important that we have our document set to inches and not millimeters. If it was millimeters, you would see that it would look very different and it would be much smaller than that. So now it's automatically selecting the width of the piece. So I'm hovered over it and I'm going to enter 5.5 because that is what it says on our plans here. So I'm going to do 5.5, enter. So now we have a one-dimensional square or rectangle of our piece. So I'm just going to click OK, the check mark on the sketch, and we have that again. So now I'm going to click on the sketch we were doing, and we're going to want to extrude that sketch now. So as you can see, it is coming up. That is good. It's blind, set to blind. And the one thing that we want to change is the depth. So we can see on our project here, on our wine box, that is 3/4 of an inch thick right here. So all of our pieces are 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go back to my wine box project, click on the depth, and just type 3/4, enter. So that will set it to 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to click on the check mark again. And as you can see there, we have a three-dimensional rectangle. So I can click on front again, and you can see that we have the view perfectly right there. So now we have a part created. I'm going to I'm going to right click on that part in our part studio there and rename it to side gable, enter. So now this part is our side gable. This is going to make it easier for us to identify the parts for the future. In the future. So again, I'm on front. It's good. I'm just going to create, we have to create our next measurements on top of this one to make our rabbet joints for the verticals and then our dado for the long joint in the middle. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go sketch. And now you see that the top part of the rectangle is selected. So I'm going to go front. Face of extrude 1 is selected. That's good. And now I'm going to start with making the rabbet joint on the side. So that is 3/4 of an inch. So again, corner rectangle is what we want. I'm going to click. Whoops, it must have been on center point. So we're going to click corner rectangle. I'm just going to go down to our bottom because I know that we want our full measurement there. Click anywhere. It wants us to create or change this measurement, which is 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4. And there we go. It is 0.75 of an inch. We're just going to do the exact same thing to the other side. So again, go down to the bottom. I have, see, I'm not editing this one. I'm editing the top dimension. So we can do either 3/4 or we could do 0.75. It's the same thing, right? So again, that is what we have right there. So our 2 rabbet joints are created. Now we want to do the dado joints in the middle. So let's create our corner rectangle. We have that selected. And as you can see, it says it's 3/8 of an inch for the top part and 3/8 of an inch for the bottom part. Those two combined are 3/4 of an inch. So I'll just select the corner of our first rabbet joint, go to the other side of our second rabbet joint there. It says it's 13.5. We don't want to edit that. That's good. And now we have the width of it selected. So I'm just going to type in 3/8 because that's what our plans want us to do. So we have 3/8. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing again. Corner rectangle, down to the other side, 3/8. Enter. So now we're getting closer to what we want on our side gable. Again, same thing for the bottom. Hover over this part, 3/8. Go from this corner up, doesn't matter where we put it, 3/8. So now it's looking kind of messy. We need to edit all this. We need to, if you don't see the correct tools, you can always search for them. So I need the trim tool. I'm just going to go search and then type trim. You can also click M for the command. I'm just going to do it like this today. So we want to get rid of, as we can see in our all parts over here, it's not connecting on this part right here. So I'm just going to, I have trim selected. That's the scissors. Click that. Again, you might need to click it twice because of the 2 rectangles we made. So that is what we want to see. These are just dimension lines. They don't matter. They're just there for a reference. So again, I'll go over here, click this, and that is what we will see. This is the same thing as our drawing. We're just trimming out the excess lines we don't need. So you'll do it for all 4 sides. Double click, and that is what we want. So I have a sketch on top of the part. So I'm just going to click check mark on our sketch, and this is what you should see for yours. So as you can see, you can select different parts of the sketch. So this is important. So I will click on the parts we want to remove. So I'm going to click on this area here, and you'll see that this highlights. So now we can go to extrude, and it's wanting to bring it up by default. That is not what we want. We want to go remove. So we were on add, Now we're removing. It's wanting to remove by 1 inch. As we can see on our project, 3/8 of an inch is left on the part. That means 3/8 of an inch is taken off, because 3/8 plus 3/8 is 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to set that to 3/8. So that's good. I'll hit enter. And as you can see, it has removed 3/8 of an inch for all the parts that we want to get rid of. So now I can click the check mark again, and we have our completed side gable piece.